Hello dear viewer, welcome back to this channel. I'm your guide Microbot. In today's video, we are going to look at few high yielding mnemonics to remember non-tuberculous mycobacteria. So why waiting? Let's get started. So dear viewer, this is the most important table. This table shows the classification given by a scientist named Runyon in the year 1959. Runyon has classified non-tuberculous mycobacteria into four groups basing on two properties. Number one, pigment production. Number two, rate of growth. The first three groups, photochromogens, scotochromogens, and non-chromogens, are slow growers, whereas the fourth group, rapid growers, grow within a short span of time, that is less than 1 week. The first group, photochromogens, produce pigments only in the presence of light. Under that we have four organisms: Mycobacterium marinum, Mycobacterium asiaticum, Mycobacterium simiae, and Mycobacterium kansasi. The second group, scotochromogens, produce pigments both in the presence of light and in dark. That means without light also they can produce pigments. Under this we have three organisms: Mycobacterium scrofulaceum, Mycobacterium sulgi, and Mycobacterium gordonei. The third group, non-chromogens, do not produce any type of pigments. We have three organisms here: Mycobacterium avium intracellular complex, shortly called as MAC, Mycobacterium ulcerans, and Mycobacterium paratuberculosis. The last group, as we already know, are rapid growers. They grow within a short span of time, that is less than 1 week. The examples are Mycobacterium fortuitum, Mycobacterium smegmatis, Mycobacterium chelonae, and Mycobacterium abscessus. Friends, on the first glance, the classification seems to be very difficult to understand and memorize. So I'm going to give you few mnemonics so that it is easy for you to remember it. And we are going to create these mnemonics with the help of a small story. Friends, look at this picture here. It consists of a collage with various images. We are going to create a small story out of these images and create our mnemonics. So let's get started. Friends, the first group, photochromogens, we know that they produce pigments only in the presence of light. Look here, these are few bacilli. We know that even non-tuberculous mycobacteria are acid fast positive, hence I have shown them in pink color. We will bring a small torch and give some light. When you give light, they start producing pigments. This is just a small illustration so that you can remember it visually. We know the examples. We'll start with the first example, Mycobacterium marinum. Mycobacterium marinum is known to be acquired from water sources like fish tanks and swimming pools. It is implicated in the causation of fish tank granuloma or swimming pool granuloma. The second organism, Mycobacterium asiaticum, is known to cause pulmonary infections and bursitis. The third organism, simiae, is isolated from monkeys. It causes chronic pulmonary infections in monkeys. Mycobacterium kansasi is also implicated in causing chronic pulmonary infections resembling tuberculosis. So how do we remember all the four organisms? For this group, the mnemonic is MASK, mask, so that you can easily remember Mycobacterium marinum, Mycobacterium asiaticum, Mycobacterium simiae, and Mycobacterium kansasi. We are done. The second group, scotochromogens, we know that they produce pigments both in the presence of light and in dark. I'll show you the same illustration. See, these are few bacilli. We bought a torch, gave some light, they started producing pigments. But there is a second torch, there's no light, even then they're producing pigments. You can connect to this visual and remember that scotochromogens produce pigments both in the presence of light and in dark. As we know, there are three examples here. The first one, Mycobacterium scrofulaceum, causes cervical lymphadenitis. That is called as scrofula. The second organism, sulgi, Mycobacterium sulgi. The peculiar property of this organism is that it acts as a scotochromogen at 37 degrees centigrade and as a photochromogen at 25 degrees centigrade. The third organism, Mycobacterium gordonei, is actually a commensal in tap water. The mnemonic here is SSG. In surgery, we have split skin graft. We can use that word here as the mnemonic so that you can easily remember Mycobacterium scrofulatium, Mycobacterium salgai and Mycobacterium gordoni. Friends, the next group is non-chromogens. As we know, they don't produce any pigments. Under that, we have three examples. The first example, Mycobacterium avium intracellular complex. It is shortly called as MAC. Actually, this complex consists of two organisms. Mycobacterium avium, which is isolated from birds. It is also called as Bates bacillus. The second organism is Mycobacterium intracellular. This complex causes opportunistic infections in HIV patients. The second organism, Mycobacterium ulcerans, is actually a waterborne pathogen and it causes an infection called as Burley's ulcer. The third organism, Mycobacterium paratuberculosis, is also called as Jones bacillus and it is implicated in the pathogenesis of Crohn's disease. The mnemonic here is makeup. Instead of saying makeup, we'll call it as MACUP so that you can remember MAC for Mycobacterium avium intracellular complex, U for ulcerans and P for paratuberculosis. I hope this mnemonic is easy. The fourth group, rapid growers. We know that they grow within a short span of time, that is within 1 week. The first organism, Mycobacterium fortuitum, is implicated in injection abscesses and catheter related infections. The second organism, Mycobacterium smegmatis, is a normal commensal in urine. The third organism, Mycobacterium chelonae, is also implicated in injection abscesses and catheter related infections. The fourth organism, Mycobacterium abscessus, is implicated in causing pulmonary infections. Friends, look at this illustration here. They are growing rapidly. What is the mnemonic for this group? It is fortune scab. The word fortune tells us that Mycobacterium fortuitum is a part of this group, and S stands for smegmatis, C stands for chelonae and AB stands for abscesses. This is how you can easily remember this group. We'll have a look at all the mnemonics now. For photochromogens, the mnemonic is mask. For scotochromogens, the mnemonic is SSG, split skin graft. For non-chromogens, the mnemonic is MACUP. For rapid growers, the mnemonic is fortune scab. Friends, I promise that I am going to tell you a small story so that you can connect all the mnemonics here into one complete mnemonic and you can remember this group of organisms for lifelong. So let us start with the story. For this, we need this background here. This story is about a woman. Her name is Etipia. Friends, Miss Etipia has a habit of taking selfies. That means photos. This will remind you that the first group is photochromogens. One fine day, in the morning, Miss Etipia found a small lesion on her face. In the morning means in the presence of light. So you can remember that photochromogens produce pigments only in the presence of light. So she felt very bad about it and she started wearing a mask. So this will remind you that the first mnemonic is mask. You can remember Mycobacterium marinum, Asiaticum, simiae and kansasi. So friends, Miss Etipia felt very bad about the lesion. She was thinking about the lesion day and night. So she decided to go and meet a doctor. She took her scooter and went to a hospital. When I use the word scooter, it reminds you that the next group is scotochromogens. So she went to hospital and met a doctor. So here is the doctor and this hospital works 24/7. That means both in light and dark. You can remember that scotochromogens produce pigments in light and dark. The doctor now examined Miss Etipia and told her that the lesion will not heal with medical treatment and she has to undergo a surgical procedure called split skin grafting. Friends, please don't laugh at the mnemonic. This is much easier for you to remember it this way. That's why I have created it like this. So the doctor advised that she has to undergo split skin grafting. This will remind you that this group contains Scrofulatium, Sulgi and Gordoni. The doctor also told Miss Etipia that she is not supposed to put any makeup. No makeup until the surgical procedure. So when I say no, it reminds you that it is non-chromogen. No makeup means no makeup. Mycobacterium, avium, intracellular complex, ulcerans and paratuberculosis. You can remember it like this. So she took the treatment. She was very lucky enough. The lesion started healing rapidly. That means our next group is rapid growers. She was very fortunate enough that the lesion started healing. When I say fortunate, you can remember Mycobacterium fortunatum. But a small scab was left out. When I say scab, it reminds you of smegmatis, chelonae and abscesses. With this, we have finished the story. So viewers, we will now rewind the entire story. But before that, let me give a disclaimer. All characters depicted in this story are purely fictional. Any resemblance with a person living or dead is purely coincidental. This story is about a woman called Etipia. She has a habit of taking selfies, that means photos. One fine day, Miss Etipia found a lesion on her face. She felt very bad about it. She started wearing a mask to cover the lesion. She was thinking about the lesion day and night, so she decided to go and meet a doctor. She took her scooter and went to a hospital. She met the doctor. The doctor examined Miss Etipia and he told that the lesion will not heal with any medical treatment. She needs a surgical procedure called split skin grafting. The doctor also told that she should not use any makeup, no makeup. She was very fortunate enough. The lesion healed very rapidly except for a small scab that was left out. This is the entire story. Friends, now that you have the visual connection with the story, you can easily remember the entire classification with these mnemonics. I hope I made it exciting and interesting for you. Friends, if you like the content of the video, please consider subscribing and share it with your friends, and also comment in the comment section below. I hope to see you in the next video with the same excitement. Thank you and have a good day.